Hi, my name is Noah Hassan, and I am speaking to you on behalf of Freddie Mac and its employees regarding the 2008 housing recession, the actions that Freddie Mac took to cause and mitigate it, and how to end on developing a comprehensive communication strategy that will allow us to prevent something like this happening again, and if it does happen, to mitigate the that effects and damage that it might have. As you all know, decades of risky decision and poor communication between Freddie Mac and our mortgage providers led to a recession in the United States in the housing market, where home ownership, the possibility of home ownership dropped significantly as mortgage rates skyrocketed, and we were unable to guarantee all these mortgages as banks panicked. As a result, Freddie Mac itself went into a crisis and almost went bankrupt. And we were only saved as the United States government chartered us and specific to control to prevent us from collapsing and leading to the total collapse of the housing market. We cannot let this happen again. Uh, it was our responsibility to keep ourselves afloat as well as the housing market. And because of our poor communication and strategies, which included subprime lending, which is where mortgages are handed out uh, much below the intended rates that they are recommended to be handed out at. Uh, this will, if we combat these poor strategies and communications, it will allow us to fight something like this from happening again. There are a few strategies that we can implement that will allow us to stop, that will, that will prevent us from undergoing this again. One thing that we can do with the advent of social media and the strategies that it provides us is to provide real-time updates as to the information pertaining to a potential crisis. By using social media, we'll be able to reach many people, including our stakeholders, that we were not able to reach before, as they either did not have access to a computer to read our newsletter or were simply unaware of what we can do. Another thing that we can do is make a public press release to speak using using news TV shows. One option that we can do this with is Bloomberg. By speaking over Bloomberg, we will be able to contact the majority of our stakeholders, which are primarily economically interested, as Bloomberg also serves that stakeholder base, and allow us to properly communicate what is happening. Weekly, we should release a newsletter on our website and share that through social media that will provide users with the information that they need to better inform their home buying decisions. This newsletter, it does not have to occur in a crisis only. We already do something similar like this and post newsletters every so often to our website. But it is spreading this information that is the most important. And by sharing it over social media, we will be able to prevent that from happening again. On top of that, we must set up an action plan for how decisions are made throughout the crisis and throughout our normal operations. This will start from this corporate leadership section and step down through management, where decisions will flow from the top and go downwards, and information from our employees will flow upwards to better inform decisions. This way, we'll be able to ensure better decision making throughout our normal operations and our crisis mode. Throughout all this, we must remember our key ideals: responsibility, action, and future-proofing. It is our responsibility to keep the housing market within the United States stable by buying back the mortgages that primary lenders give out to those that they're not sure will be able to pay back. And action, it is up to us to take action to combat the crisis by using the assets that we have on hand to make decisions and smooth out the spikes and bumps that the economic crisis will leave in our markets. In future-proofing, after the dust is settled, we must look back and consider what went wrong and what went right, and develop strategies to combat against what has happened before. By doing all that, we will be able to execute strategies that will allow us to avoid the bankruptcy that we almost suffered in the 2008 crisis, and achieve our mission statement of making homes possible for everyone in the United States. On top of just that, we must also remember to constantly stay in contact with those mortgage providers, even outside of a crisis. This way, we can be better informed of the decisions that they are making when it comes to mortgage providing, whether they are providing subprime mortgages and becoming too confident in their own ability to handle a crisis, and reel them back in to prevent such a disaster from occurring. And as stated before, weekly updates on the website will continue that will provide information to the public that will that will better inform economic decisions regarding home buying. By considering all of this, we will be able to better accommodate for a potential crash in the housing market, as does appear to be the case incoming soon in today's market, and to better handle the decisions that we will need to make when better handle the decisions that we need to make when even in daily operation. Thank you for listening.